Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a girl Cheche. In today's video, we'll be learning how I designed this stylish tote bag. If this is your first time here, in this channel I share dressmaking and bag making tutorials. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. One thing I like about this bag is that it's a 3-in-1 bag. This is a tote bag, a drawstring bag, and a backpack. If this sounds like something you're interested in, keep watching and let's get started. What I have here is 1 yard of taffeta fabric, and I won't be working with this whole 1 yard. Basically, let me say half yard is enough to make this tote bag depending on the size. One thing I love about this taffeta fabric is that none of the parts is stretchy, okay? So you can work with any part. And here I have cut out the front and back of this tote bag, and the length I cut out is 15 inches and the width I also cut out is 15 inches. So what I have here is 15 by 15 inches. Another thing you'll be cutting out is the handle. So this handle I'm going to be cutting out is going to be serving as the handle for the tote bag and handle for the backpack. So the length I cut out is 45 inches and the width of this handle is 3 inches. Why I took 45 inches is because so that no matter how extent you are going to take it, because I'm going to be adding adjuster to it so that you can adjust the handle to your desired length. So right now I'm going to go right on my sewing machine and I'm going to fold the handle just like this and go right on my sewing machine and stitch it together. Before stitching up the both sides of the lining this way, I'm going to first top stitch on the lining. So this is how you're going to go right on your sewing machine and top stitch on the lining. Reason for top stitching is not the must, it's not compulsory, it's just so that the lining will relax, okay? Once I was done top stitching, I stitched up the lining to the front part of the bag and I cut off the excess allowance, and this is how it looks neatly. So the next step now is to cut out the pockets, which I'll be stitching to the front part of this bag. I'll be stitching 2 pockets to the front part of this bag, and the length for each of them is 8 inches and the width is 6 inches. So depending on the size of your bag, you have to now predict the size of your pockets. So right now I'm going to go right on my sewing machine and fold both edges and also this upper part neatly. So this one is for the pocket, and remember that I'll be adding a flap to the pocket, okay? So which I've already cut out the flap, I'll be attaching to the pocket. The width of my flap is 6 inches and the length of my flap is 4 inches. And you'll be cutting out this thing too, because of one will be serving as the lining, the other will be serving as the main flap, okay? Because where you are going to be attaching your magic tape is at the lining and the other one will now serve as the front flap. So right now I'm going to be creating a curve at the flap, and this is what you're going to do to the other part of your flap, both the lining and the main front facing. you have to curve it neatly just like this. I'm going to be attaching the magic tape here, and I'll use this one to turn it, stitch it around, and then turn it inside out before I top stitch. Once I was done stitching the both edges of the main pocket, this is how it looks. So once I was done with stitching, the length I have now is 5.5 inches and the width is 4.2 inches. So once you are done folding the edges of your main pocket, before you work on the flap, because of we are going to use the width which I have now as the actual width after the folding of the main pocket, to now place on the flap to get the actual width while stitching up the flap. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the measurement which I have now and go right on my sewing machine and also use the measurement in shaping the flap. So to give your pocket a base so that it won't be totally flat on the bag is this way. I'm going to go right on my sewing machine and place one edge this way and stitch it. I'll do the same thing to the other side. Once I was done working on the pocket and flap for this bag, this is how it looks. So right now I'm going to go right on my sewing machine, place the pocket on the front part of the bag. So by the side I'm going to come in by 1.5 inches, and on that part of the bag I'm going to come up by 1.5 inches. After taking the measurement, make sure you use your pin to hold your pocket and your flap so that it will stay one place while you're stitching them. Once I was done working on the front part, right now I'll be working on the back part of the tote bag, and I've already folded this small piece. The length is 5 inches, and before I folded, the width is 2.5 inches. Here I have my plastic adjuster. I'm going to pass the small piece through the adjuster and I'll place it under the tote bag just like this. I came in by 3 inches and I placed it just like this. I'll go right on my sewing machine and stitch it. I'll do the same thing to the second part. At the process of stitching this part, I'm also going to line the back part. Just the way I lined the front part, I'm also going to line the back part as well. Once I was done working on the back part of this tote bag, this is how it looks. So the next thing I'm working on now is to create the part I'll be stitching for the drawstring. So first I came in by 3 inches. I'm going to draw a straight line and that line of 3 inches. So from the point of that 3 inches line, I came down by 1 inches. So this part is where I'll be stitching for the rope to pass through to create that drawstring effect. Here I've cut out the taffeta fabric. The length I have here is 15 inches and the width is 2 inches. I'll go right on my sewing machine and fold the 4 edges neatly. this is how you are going to be joining the front and back together. So you're going to place it accurately just like this. Start the stitching from here, stop this point and jump, and then continue the stitching. Make sure that anywhere you are stopping the stitching, you are going to double stitch so that it will not loosen up. Also do the same thing to the other side, and by the time you are done, you are going to notice that you left an opening. That opening is where the rope will be passing through. So but before that, I'm going to go right on my sewing machine and fold, use this sewing allowance and fold the edges neatly. So guys, I'll be sharing with you two ways to give this bag a base. So the first method is cutting out another material to attach to the under part of your bag, or you can just stitch up the under part just like this if this, and give it a base effect at the both side. Just give it a small stitch at the both side. So I'll be working with the second one which I said, and if you want to work with the first one or the second one, your bag will still look the same way. Okay. To place your handle so that it will work as a tote bag and also work as a backpack is to place it in opposite direction before you join it together. So in opposite direction, just in a crisscross, yes, just like this. Okay, so this part will go with this part and the other side just in the opposite direction. So I'm going to be adding the adjuster to it and connect it to the other part, this adjuster as well, and go right to my sewing machine. I'll be showing you guys where you'll be joining together to stitch it up neatly. Just watch carefully. So guys, these are steps I took in designing this stylish tote bag. If you found this video helpful, do all to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to be updated whenever I drop new video. Share my videos to people that it will be helpful to. Drop a comment in the comment section below on what you think about this video. This is all for today's video. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.